It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your number one.
To make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. If you're a Phil's Gang member or a fan of the Phil's Gang show, then you need the all-new Phil's Gang hat. Now available in a variety of colors and cool comfort styles for only $25. You can show your Phil's Gang pride with the stylish Are You Nuts hat or Phil's Gang logo hat. Don't wait. Go to philsgang.com and click on the shopping cart icon to order your hat today or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. philsgang.com is an online educational service.
The stock and Phil's Gang, not in any recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
We are testing 21,000 on the Dow. Don't forget, everyone made a lot of money yesterday, especially if you're long on these markets, your 401k, retirement plans, etc. Markets down over 100 points here at the close, though the theme, is the underlying optimism still intact. So no one's all that worried, just a little bit of profit taking.
Sure, just a little bit of profit taking. Wrong. More than profit taking. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Profit taking? No. How about a market that's starting to figure out that all the wonderful stimulus that Trump plans for the country is going to be delayed? It's going to be delayed not only by the Democrats, but it's going to be delayed by the Republicans, especially the health care, especially the meat of the 12% rally, which was the corporate tax cuts. That was so huge. That was huge. That was probably about 80% of the rally that we've had since election night. About 12% is corporate taxes. When you cut these corporate taxes, earnings go up, and everybody was all excited. But now they're starting to see delay. But before I get into that, I love watching these Sunday shows, and I got so upset yesterday. I couldn't believe who they brought on Meet the Press to discuss the situation about the wiretapping. They bring on Clapper. Do you remember Clapper, head of the NSA? Listen to this. Just unbelievable.
For the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate, or against his campaign.
Now, why would we be so lucky to believe this guy? Why would we believe him? The guy's a liar. Remember we got caught?
Does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
You can misunderstand the question.
Misunderstand the question? Oh, wait a minute. Then how come they didn't misunderstand Sessions' question, right?
And if there is any evidence that anyone affiliated with the Trump campaign communicated with the Russian government in the course of this campaign, what will you do?
Senator Franken, I'm not aware of any of those activities.
You can misunderstand the question.
Now, that would have been appropriate, right? But to say you're going to misunderstand the question is so easy. Hey, are you listening to millions of people or not? Unbelievable. I don't get it. They bring on a guy who lied in front of millions and millions of people, in front of Congress, and they bring him on to be an expert. Just absolutely mind-boggling, isn't it? He went on to say there was no warrants issued either. Well, wait a minute. The president doesn't have to go get a warrant. What is he talking about? They've been listening to Trump's telephone calls for how long? Who knows? Because you don't have to go to FISA court. No president has to go to FISA court and get a warrant, as the NSA already records all digital phone calls. All the president has to do is ask. So he comes on, yes, I just couldn't believe the lying. Unbelievable. So we're going to believe him. Really? I don't think so. But I also think that the president should get off of this. Stop with the Russian deal. Just don't pay attention to it. Let's get back to work. We got to get back to work. We got too much. There's too many problems, too many headwinds. And if you don't get through this health care bill, which has to get through first before you do the major corporate tax cuts, if you don't get that through, then your major tax cuts, which is about 80% of this 12% rally that we've had since election night, that's going to be a problem. Because if you don't get the health care done, you're not going to get the tax cut done, and then we got a real problem. Then people are going to give up, and then there's going to be a major sell in this market. Remember, the tax rate hikes alone are a real problem. The reason the market stalled, and all you're hearing all day is because of the wiretapping. No! Of course politics have things to do with the stock market. I'm not saying it doesn't. Politics are very important to the stock market, but not this. The reason the market is stalled is investors are worried that the promise of President Trump's policies, which include every decision on trade, on cutting corporate and middle-class taxes, his decision on immigration, on foreign affairs, will be made to benefit American workers and American families, that will lead to great prosperity and strength, is now in question. In question. Not that he can't get it through, but when's he going to get it through? Unbelievable. However, corporate tax cuts, as I said, is 80% of this Trump rally. How's he going to get these through? Look what he's facing on March 15th. The debt ceiling. The debt ceiling. That's going to be a real problem. And people don't understand that rate hikes do make a difference, no matter how small. They're going to raise these rates in March. We can't absorb it because our economy's not growing. We're still at 1.9%. We're not growing. Example, over the last 50 years, when rates go up on average, the returns on the S&P stocks, they drop from about 15% to 5%. Let me repeat. When interest rates go up, if you go back and look at the last 50 years, and you go look at the S&P market, and you'll see that the average returns on the S&P 500 stocks drop from 15% to 5% on rate hikes. So we got this rate hike coming. Rate hikes always slow economic growth. And my God, we already have a slow economic growth, GDP. Our GDP growth is pathetic, left by Obama. It's so bad. The last 2 quarters of 2016, the GDP economic growth was 3.2%. You know what they're talking now? For the first quarter, our economic growth for the first quarter of this year, 2017, dropping from 3.2% down to 1.8%. Hey, we're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way. They estimated to be at 3.5%. Now they said, well, we don't think so. It's going to be back to 1.8%. What, are you nuts? Are you nuts? We got to start getting growth. Stop talking about Russia. Ignore them. Don't let them get under your skin, President Trump. Know what drives people nuts is when you don't pay attention to them. That's what drives them nuts. Don't pay attention. Go to work in the morning, grind it out, and you know what? It's all about performance. It's all about performance. It's in any business. You know that, President Trump. You know it's about performance. Look what you built. That's all people care about is performance. And that's all they want. They want to have good highways, good roads, and we got to stop with this tax cut. We've been having tax cuts since Ronald Reagan. What's that, 40 years, 30 years? Since Ronald Reagan. 36 years, tax cuts. Are you kidding? At some point, okay, these tax cuts, we can't keep doing tax cuts without cutting something. We got to cut entitlements. We got to cut the military so that we can pay for this stuff, so we can put in long economic improvements in infrastructure, R&D, other capital investments. Ignore them, Mr. President. Ignore them. Just go back to work, do what you're doing, and let's get these things done in the second quarter of this year. We'll be right back. 15 past the hour here in Phil's Gang. Yeah, but everything he says is always up 20%. USB, let's see. USB's it's already garbage. It's already gone. Indeed, yeah, up 20% in a year. All right, give me GD. GD has been up since let's see, let's go back. It's low here. Let's see, GD has been up since September, 120 to 195.
Want to succeed in the stock market?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I know which one's which, but wait a minute. USB. No, Was it USB or GD? No, GD. That's the one that's 20%. No. GD is the one I just brought back. That's the one I went. It's 120%. It's up 120%. 120 to 195. Turn that off. 120 to 1. Yeah, that's the one you gave me. GD. Oh, you got me totally confused. USB. But let me see where it was. So I would bring it back. USB from. Let me go. USB is already up from its low. Yeah, here from March. USB from its low. USB from its low. It went from 38 to 57. Up 50%. 50%. It's going to go up another 20. Another 20. Another 20. What is this? Got wings on it or what? Another 20. Got fuel boosters or what the hell is going on here? Okay, so
More information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much in
Just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software, I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com. The Phil's Gang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxFest 1000 Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. They're talking about the reason why the market has stalled is because of the politics. Well, politics has influence, no question about it, but not this kind of influence. The reason the market has stalled is because the president, his policies that include every decision on trade, on you name it, taxes, they're getting worried that he'll do it, but it's not going to be to the first of next year because of delays. And these rate hikes do make a big difference, remember. If you don't think so, they do. Especially when you don't have salaries, wages going up to absorb a hike. That's the problem. And, you know, you can say the average is going to cost somebody an average of $10 on his credit card, $10 on gasoline. Doesn't sound like much. But wait a minute. You got to take it in the aggregate. When you add it all together, you know, you don't have enough money. And that's the problem with the other problem we got is retirement. We got to stop with all these tax cuts. For 30 years, tax cuts. When you keep cutting taxes with the idea is that the rich are going to create jobs, which is a total lie. Creating jobs doesn't come from tax cuts, or they give them interest money or interest-free money. Let me tell you, when a rich guy gets a tax cut, he takes that pile of money and puts it back in a pile of the rest of his money. He doesn't go spend it. He leverages it. He borrows. He goes to Wall Street. He has no personal liability. I always get a laugh out of that. Oh, yeah, the rich, give them a tax cut, we're going to create all kinds of jobs. Well, how's that worked out so far? It really hasn't. So let's go make some money. Here's what's important. It's your retirement. And I was listening to some of these shows on Saturday, and I couldn't believe what I'm hearing. Listen to this.
Lower regulation, less compliance costs, I think has U.S. Bank Corp up 20% a year.
This guy, every Saturday, everything's up 20%. Every stock he picks out must have wings. Must have wings with some turbo engine or something. Always up 20%. How's he know it's up 20%? How does he know that? Can someone tell me how he knows that? I don't know where my stocks are going to go. All I know is I look at my trend on my chart. And when it stops going up, it's over. Stops going up. I'm not going to predict how far a stock is going to go up. So let's take a look at a stock. Are you kidding me? So we put it on a chart, and I look at USB. This thing has already been up 50%. It's already gone up 50% from its low. 50%. Now it's turning red, and he's saying, "Oh wait, it's going to go up another 20%." Well, he doesn't think the market's going to correct. Are you kidding? This market's going to correct big, huge, 20%. So he's got you buying a stock right now, going into a stock when the institutions like Vanguard and T. Rowe Price and the 9 largest banks and the hedge funds and all the 401k managers are pulling their money out. See, that's the danger. As I've always said, anybody can make money. It's keeping it. And part of keeping it is to know to get out. And don't listen to this, cost average that, stay in. No, it turns red, get out. You always can get back in. That's just one. It's just amazing. Here's Kramer. Listen to this.
General Dynamics been doing well this past year. Sell it or hold it?
No. General Dynamics is my favorite way to play the remilitarization, the big spend. General Dynamics had a really magnificent quarter.
Are you kidding? General Dynamics, it's just turning red today. But even more stupid, this thing's been up 62% already. 62%. Now he tells you to get in when the institutions are pulling the money out. That's why 72.3% of people in the stock market, especially 401ks, never keep their money. 72% of the people who make gains, who have nice gains, always give it back as the market correction goes back down. There's a correction every time in the market, but people tend to stay in. They're told cost average down, stay in. if you at least follow the institution, it takes a few minutes, just as a red or green. And if you don't want to put a few minutes towards your retirement, I don't know what to tell you. You're certainly not going to get retired using a 401k because the fees kill you. And if you're depending on some financial advisor.
What's a financial advisor?
That is a term that means almost nothing. It is somebody who might be a financial planner, or it could be a broker who is really a salesperson.
That's all they are, salespeople. You got to depend on yourself. Don't you tell your kids all the time, depend on yourself. Depend on yourself. So you tell your kids the night before you go to the broker and give the broker $10,000. You don't even know the guy. You tell your kids depend on yourself. Doesn't make sense, does it? Look. You don't want to be going after stocks that already made their run. You want to go after the stocks that nobody wants but have brand names. Give you an example. I've been talking to my gang, and I said, follow me on my chart, okay, with UNG. That's natural gas. Natural gas has gotten clobbered. Natural gas has dropped something like 80%. 80%. Now it's just starting to move up. Just starting to get a little bit of action. But don't jump in right now. Don't jump in now. Join me and start with UNG. Start with UNG. We have done that with, look what we did with Johnson & Johnson. Same thing. Johnson & Johnson got beaten up. And nobody wanted Johnson & Johnson. And Johnson & Johnson, when it started to turn green, right around $110. $110, and then it's up to $123 right now, $124. That's 11% gain. All we had to know is it went from red to green. So that's about a gain, I think about 20%. And that because all you got to know now is when do you get out of Johnson & Johnson? You don't have to have someone call you. You don't have to call your broker and say you think we should get out. You just do it on your own. What a beautiful 877-600-GANG. Call now. Join my gang for 4 weeks and try it. It works. It will start with UNG. We'll work together on UNG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know the stock market goes up 72% of the time? Then why is it that the retail customer, 80% of the time, have lost money? Because they don't know when to get out. And that's why I'm providing a product called my MV2 chart that solves that problem. It's always about when do I get out? That problem has been solved. Check it out, my MV2 chart. Don't miss it.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market. Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today.
If we didn't mark up every asset in the world by the Fed with all this easy money, if we had some actual...
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay. Let me give you my number, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. You can join the gang. It's only $39.95. And why don't you start following me just with the gas, UNG. That'd be a perfect thing for you to do. Then you can decide if this thing works or not. So join the gang, and this month I'll work with you every day on UNG, and we'll follow it together. And also I'll throw in another stock. Okay, we have a couple stocks that have been beaten down, and these are the ones that you make the real money on. Another one is INTL, and we'll watch that one together. So if you join the gang today, we'll watch INTL together, we'll watch UNG together. It takes 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. It won't take 2 minutes. You don't have to do a thing. And I'll show you the color code, green or red. And I'll prove to you that this thing works. And it really does. It takes all the risk. It takes all the worrying, because the worrying comes when the market starts to fall apart. And you're not out. That's the scary part. There's one stock, TSCO. And if this doesn't prove it, nothing does. TSCO, this stock started to rally. It went from red to green, and this stock went up 28%. 28%. Now, I'm not saying, nor am I suggesting that every one of my gang members that have this stock made 28%. That's not the point. Some could get in later. Maybe some people made 10% on it. Maybe some people made 15% on it. It doesn't matter. What matters is it identifies when the institutions are buying. The 9 largest banks are buying. The hedge funds are buying. And it tells you to buy. You haven't got to know anything about the stock. You don't have to call a broker and ask about the company or what it does. I have no idea what it does. I care less. I care less. As long as I know the institutional buyers buy it. I just want to make sure there's institutional buyers. And then all of a sudden, the stock starts to drop. And it dropped, and it's dropping. Guess who's telling you right now to buy it? It dropped 7% after it went up. Now, this is the truth. It went up 25%, and they're telling people to buy it now. Listen.
Safe bets in any market. I like Tractor Supply. I think it goes higher from here.
Yeah, everything always goes higher with these guys on the weekend, bulls and beavers. Everything goes higher. Look. So the key is anybody could make the 20% on the way up. Anybody could make that. But when do you get out? See, that's the key. And because it turned red and now it has dropped, and it's dropped 7%, it continues to drop, and you're listening to these people and they're telling you to buy the stock this weekend, telling you to buy it. But if you had the chart, you wouldn't buy it. You'd say, why am I buying it? It's turned red. That's my whole point. So join now, 877-600-GANG, and just follow me on UNG, and I'll throw one other stock in, and we'll work it together for 4 weeks. How's that? Okay? Work it together for 4 weeks. And I'm telling you, it works. It works. I'll tell you what. I'll do this for you. I will let you have for the first 4 weeks on this stock here. Follow me on this stock. These two stocks. Join a gang, and I'll give you the MV2, so you can follow me and use the MV2 yourself. You can follow me, and we'll stick with these two stocks, and you see how it works. How's that? So you get the membership, and then follow me for the next, it doesn't take any time, and just follow me for the next 4 weeks, okay? And you'll see it works. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG, and follow me on these two stocks using MV2. Join the gang right now, okay? And I'll keep it open until I decide to, shut it down in a couple of days, okay? Let's try it. All right. Now let's get back to this rally that we're having. The investors. The reason why it's stopping is I told you the people are getting a little worried, okay? And the problem is, as I said, these tax cuts for 30 years. We just can't keep cutting taxes unless you cut programs or bring in revenue. You got to do one or the other. See, long-term economic improvement, our economy grows when we invest in the future. The problem with Wall Street, they invest for 10 minutes. We've had massive stock buybacks, which does the country no good, does wages no good when you're not doing capital investment. In fact, the United States has stopped investing for years now. Really, for years. Even if an economy were growing, it's wealthy. The people who get the benefit are just the wealthy. There's the problem. Even if our economy was growing, which it's not, it's a small group of people who get all the wealth. Everybody else is left struggling. There's the problem. Median household incomes in the United States, when adjusted for inflation, have barely changed since the year 2000. Most Americans still haven't recovered from the economic collapse in 2008. 8.3 million people lost their jobs. 12 million lost their homes. They haven't all recovered. To reverse this, you got to reverse this. Our growth has stalled. 8 years, we have not grown 1.8%. Don't you know how bad that is? So there's a huge imbalance between a small group of people, handful of people, the very wealthy, and everyone else. This is terrible. And we got to get government. We got to get government to get in there and get this highway system done. And you got to raise some tax revenue to fund these things, or cut something. So Trump has announced a $1 trillion infrastructure. What he's going to put in. Remember he talked about that? But here's the problem. He hasn't offered any details yet. How he's going to fund it. And that's why the stock market has stopped. Now, for me, if you take this stock TSCO, and if we were up, the gang member is up 20%, you don't have to worry. So Trump may not get it done this year. It's going to be next year. So we'll know when the money is being pulled out. It turns red. Now, how good is that? I'm going to convince you this works. So follow me on natural gas, UNG. This thing went down 80%. So I'll give you right now, here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Please, for the next 4 weeks, I'll give you the chart free. You join the gang for $39.95, and you get the MV2 for 4 weeks, and you follow me every day. Takes 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes out of your day. What am I saying, 2 minutes? Only takes you a minute and a half to look and see if it's green or red, for heaven's sakes. And that's UNG. And then maybe we'll also do another one. Maybe we'll do INTL. Maybe take a look at that. But this way you'll be convinced it works. Look, the problem we've had with this country, and nobody's fixed it yet, is that our Federal Reserve has two mandates: maximize employment and keep prices stable. They've never done any of those. They've done the opposite, because the Federal Reserve is controlled by some private people. And they only do what is best for them, not what's best for the country. See, this is why Trump is going to find all of his programs are going to be delayed. If that happens, on all the stocks that we're making money, we'll know when it's out. 877-600-GANG. Get your free MV2 right now. Where to sign up.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all material is archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Would you like to know how to secure your financial future? At philsgang.com, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang staff teaches and coaches you to build a successful investing plan to achieve your goals. philsgang.com gives you instruction on how to find low-risk, high-potential investing opportunities in the stock market. If you're new to the stock market and want to master the basics of stock investing and learn how to invest in stocks with little risk, then philsgang.com is your place. Learn from their extensive collection of educational videos about investing strategies and the analysis of charting. Every weekday, philsgang.com hosts live market webinars. They post market updates throughout the day. They have working investor programs, and they provide financial updates throughout the day, and all material is archived. For only $39.95 a month, there is no other service like Phil's Gang offers. Start the new year off right. Secure your financial future with philsgang.com. Give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Vest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Vest is they follow the important money. The hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call, 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. The number 877-600-GANG. What I decided to do is I'm going to show you on UNG, natural gas. I'm going to show you how we did it. Matter of fact, you go to my site, you don't have to be a gang member, and you'll see the returns that we've had on our oil stocks. Will, 23%, rig, 21%. We had on copper, 57%, Deutsche Bank, 14%, and Johnson & Johnson, 8%. Check it out. Just go to my site, philsgang.com, and click on where it says Phil's Toolbox. Hit that button, it drops down, and you see the returns. And I'm not saying every gang member made the full return. That's not the point. The point is the returns are there for the taking. You got to decide once it turns green, when you want to get in. But here's the important thing. It will get you out in time. You haven't got to call somebody and say, what do you think? And even better than that, I'm going to show you, and that's why I want you to sign up for now. Go sign up now. You can follow me with Johnson & Johnson. And not Johnson & Johnson, UNG. And I also think we'll follow Nordstrom, because Nordstrom got clobbered. So we can follow Nordstrom together and UNG together. And there's three of them we'll watch. INTL, JWN, and UNG. So join now, $39.95. You get the chart free. It's free, absolutely free. And then for the next 4 weeks, every day I'll follow me on these. I'll hold your hand through it using this chart and show you how easy it is. And I guarantee you, you won't leave. You'll keep it. You'll say, oh, this is great because I know when to get out. Now, let's talk about these interest rates. The problem with these interest rates, they waited too long because the dual mandate that they have, maximum employment, keep prices stable, is a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of lies. Think about it. We had 35 Fed rate hikes in the 70s, 28 in the 80s, 11 in the 90s, and the 20s, 2000. In the last 8 years, we've only had 2. with just 2 rate hikes in the last 10 years. That's irresponsible. The reason they kept the rates so low is because George Soros and Buffett and Elon Musk and Sergey Brin and Steve Cohen and all the boys can get rich who own the Federal Reserve. Rates are too low for too long. It's a killer. They waited too long. It's not going to work. See, they could have prevented the housing meltdown if they followed the 2 mandates, but they ignored it because the mandates only help you, not them. Then you had Barney Frank and Maxine Waters. Those 2 brain dead people. They wanted to make sure that all the poor people in their districts could buy a home. They felt terrible. Everybody was buying a home during the housing market. They felt terrible. They wanted all the poor people with no incomes to buy a home. So they forced the banks to drop the rates. They forced the banks in your community to drop the rates. And then they forced the banks to drop the credit standard and said, don't worry, you're not going to hold on to loans. We're going to force Fannie and Freddie to take all the loans. And all the banks said, hey, that's great. I can write crappy loans to crappy people with no credit, and I don't hold on to the loan. I sell it to Fannie and Freddie. So at the end, what happened? Fannie and Freddie blew up. It went bankrupt. What a great idea, huh, they had? What a great idea that was. Barney Frank and Dodd and Maxine Waters. So you and I bailed out the Freddie and Fannie $185 billion. But here's what they did. To mask this mistake that they made, this tremendous mistake that was on their shoulders, they turned around and they put the blame on the banks. They shifted the blame to the banks and to the mortgage brokers. Who, yes, they benefited, but they didn't have nothing to do with it. The banks couldn't have done anything unless Barney Frank forced them to sell their loans. So they came up with the Dodd-Frank bill to say, oh, we're going to come up with the Frank Dodd bill, boy. This will never happen again. Those darn old banks, those darn old mortgage brokers, boy, they were bad. They got us into this mess. When it was Barney Frank and Dodd got us in. Now, what's happened? So Trump has signed an executive order. Here, let me tell you why this market's going down. He signed an executive order to scale the 14,000 pages of rules back because it's hard to buy a house right now with all these regulations. It's almost impossible to buy a house to get a mortgage with these regulations. So 14,000 pages, he said, we'll start cutting back some of the rules. Some of those rules are going to be cut back starting in April. But wait a minute. You know how many we got to cut back? And you got to go to Congress to approve a lot of them to get cut back. You know how long that's going to take? This is why the market's stalling out. People are starting to realize, we mean the Frank Dodd bill that's killing me? I can't even buy a house. Do you know to buy a house today is so hard? It's so hard. Because again, remember, they set these rules up as a mask. They created 14,000 pages. Are you kidding? Matter of fact, less than half of the rules have been implemented since they did it. Unbelievable. Here's the number if you're asking for the number. 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Follow me with natural gas. It's gotten killed. It's gone down about 80%. We'll grab that just like we did. These are all the same. I'm not lying to you. These are all the same. We did that with an oil company, WLL, up 33%. We did that with an oil rig company, up 21%. We did it with copper, 57%. Johnson & Johnson, 8%. Doing the same thing I'm going to do with UNG and JWN. You join the gang. You join the gang now. Get your free chart, and you follow me on these 3 stocks. I'll hand for 4 weeks. I'll hold your hand right through it. You don't got to do a thing. Nothing. Just look if it's still green, and I'll explain it to you. It's so simple. And then at the end of 4 weeks, I promise you're going to say, well, this is great. I've always been afraid to get back in the market. I'm afraid I won't get out in time. But going back to Frank Dodd, what they've done, and the problem is we haven't gotten rid of this thing yet. It's making it rules so difficult. Think what Dodd did and Barney Frank. I mean, you take Senator Dodd and Barney Frank to shift the blame from themselves to the banks, to the loan officers, to Fannie and Freddie. They put in these 14,000 rules and pretending it's going to help you now. They're going to prevent what happened to you. It was the bank's fault. In doing that, it's more difficult for many working class families. who work paycheck to paycheck to qualify for a mortgage, for heaven's sakes. You can't hardly get a mortgage. There's so many rules and regulations. It's hurting the economy. It's hurting construction jobs. That's why we got all service jobs. If you're making combined income $150,000 or more with a credit score of 700-800, it's almost impossible to get a conventional loan because of these rules. They have these rules now where banks can't approve a mortgage for anyone whose debt-to-income ratio is higher than 43%. Are you kidding? That's about 3/4 of all the first-time home buyers. They'll never meet that. And you want to know why? The economy's not growing. So here's where you're going to make your money to retire. The market goes up and the market goes down, and we're going to follow it. And we'll take these beaten down stocks. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. I promise you. And all I'm asking you is, I'm reaching out to you. I'll give you the chart free for 4 weeks. You join the gang for $39.95. I will hold your hand through these 3 stocks. I'll hold your hand, get you right. You don't have to put any time on this. This is for people who say, I have no time. I don't have anything. I don't have time to learn. This is for you. What do you got to lose? And all I ask you to make money, please remember St. Jude. So these rules and regulations, this is just one of the reasons why the market has stopped. And I want everybody to be in a position, my gang will, when this market does correct, they'll see the money start coming out slowly. They'll be ready. They'll be out. You don't have to call and listen to this dope.
Safe bets in.
You don't have to listen. Oh, he's a dope, too. You have to listen to this dope right here.
You're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio every day.
Yeah, this is when you lost all your money. That's unbelievable. They between the 3% rule they have in this Dodd-Frank bill, and that you can't have your debt to income higher than 43%. This is killing the people. Mortgage brokers have left this business in droves. They can't make a living anymore. They have a hard time collecting their fees on home price below $160,000. They've gotten out of the mortgage. The mortgage brokers are going. You say, well, they're bad people. No, they weren't bad people. If a guy's standing there, and I mean, he's going to take. Of course, he's going to take advantage. If the bankers are telling him, if Barney Frank and Dodd say, hey, no, don't worry. You just give a loan to anybody. We'll take care of you. Wouldn't you do it? Look, here's the number. Call right now. 877-600-GANG before I close it down. 877-600-GANG. Get your chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Phil's